Hello and welcome back. On the last episode, we tag teamed with a Ghoul Blood and then wandered through a cave. That's about it, really. We did get money though, so we can finally afford some things. Still Volume 9. About to complete the halfway mark. The interesting thing though is that when we went to the character selection choice for Volume 9, it was our friend Amicia again. Volume 9 of Gaze is cool and temperature's hot. Part of you has always been taken with the idea of purchasing a one-way a train ticket to anywhere and boarding it without looking back. Or, in your current case, stowing away without looking back. Details. The idea has always been so idyllic. No strings, no obligations. Just you and your journey. The wind in your hair and the taste of freedom on your lips. Your little daydream didn't exactly involve careening across a perilous extraterrestrial landscape. But then you've always liked to think of yourself as a kind of person who's open to new experiences. Not to mention new friends. In practice, though, this tastes less like freedom and more like noxious muck. Which is what you're currently surrounded by. It's not like the slime that was in Skylar's Recupercoon, except that slime was weirdly soothing. And this is prickly and burny and uncomfortable. You thought you were being smart by sneaking on board, jumping into some sort of cargo carriage. Oh, how wrong you've been. The trade-off was not for not being caught, then maimed and or killed for your blood colour is apparently this. You almost would have preferred the maiming. God knows you're used to taking a beating by now. And now we go for Amicia Erden again, surprisingly. Your gown flutters across as you hop off the train. You feel like a very grimy Disney princess with no shoes. Just for a deranged Cinderella who left both glass slippers on the castle step. Before you can decide in which direction to continue your merry jaunt, it's decided for you. As in, a small bluish missile slams into your midsection and sends you tumbling down the hill behind the train behind the train tracks, rolling it over and over. And goddamn, do you hope you don't kill anyone without you're behind, especially not yourself. You land with a hard thwack on your back. And there's our friend again. Hey, it is you. The concussion you've just sustained must be giving you a serious friend hallucinations. Sorry I hugged you so hard I pushed you down the hill. Oh, okay, so she jumped into us. I forgot how weak and flimsy you are. You take Amicia's off at hand, albeit nervously. You kind of skipped out on her back there. Waiting until she was in an absolution trap and then escaping from her murder studio. Aha. You've been so naive back then. You didn't know what a Recupercoon or grub cakes or hate dating and oh god, is that a giant murder clown, isn't it? Wow. She's even bigger than the adult you saw in the bandit lair. God, why? Why, whenever you think you've met the biggest, meanest person in this place has to offer, it offers up another, bigger, meaner one. Without thinking, you put yourself between Amicia and the purple blood. Pretty dumb considering Amicia can pick you up with one hand. But you just rolled down a hill and you aren't at peak performance. Chahut. It's about time. This is the one I was telling you about. The one with the precious blood. Oh, okay then. Oh, the sprites actually moved instead of just like flipping. The purple blood slow, lazy smile. This somehow makes her face paint even more terrifying. She moseys closer, towering over you. A true pleasure, small thing. Any friend of Little Blue is a friend of mine. Especially one who looks so pretty on the newest page of my scrapbook. Your stomach is dissolving into acid fear. Amicia stamps her foot. Don't make murder jokes. My friend is very delicate. You nod ferociously. You are so delicate. Just a whiff of murder gives you the vapors. Peace and gospel, Little Blue. I was only playing. Messiahs know I owed a bit of fun. Ain't it a bit fair bit hypocritical, lecturing me, considering what you were getting up to the first time you and I got to join, ripping off heads and all. Amicia goes blue. Chahut winks at you, expressing another spasm of fear. Sorry. She's not winking at us. Right. Amicia goes blue. Chahut winks and you experience another spasm of fear. You clench your fists so she can't see your hands are shaking. To distract yourself, you ask her if she and Amicia are Moirails. You figure that that's always the safest one to go for, to start with. Safer then. Do you guys hate make out or a lot? Chad starts grinning and Amicia blushes even harder. No, silly, of course not. I'm way too young for quadrants. No, a couple of people started even younger than you, Little Blue. Still, there's no point. I mean, you're leaving in a couple of pedigrees. Amicia stares at the ground sadly for a few seconds before she gets herself back together. But that's why tonight's going to be the best. Our final hunt. And I'm so glad you're here too. She beams up at you. You try and smile back, maybe achieving half a grimace. When Chahut leans over Amicia, there's a certain menacing fondness. Sounds like a party. My most vicious sister. Only, we got us a smidge of a schedule conflict. Huh? The massacre's tonight, Little Blue. Last massacre I'll see planet side. Gotta present my guts and testify before my most mirthful messiahs for the last time. You sure didn't get any of that. Every time you think your days of unbound ignorance are behind you, you turn over a stone and find more little squirming bits of cultured miasma to suck in. Amicia rolls her eyes. More church? That's seriously all you ever do. Sister, we talked about this. To praise the mirthful messiahs, to praise the mirthful one is a privilege and a revolution. My pusher beats for them. It smashes its way through a desolate cage of my thorax struts. Okay, so basically a heart going past a ribcage. Yeah, I know. You love Clown Church. You love it so much you should just put it in a quadrant. Jesus, Amicia. Maybe don't shout at the scary giant clown lady. Chahut puts a giant hand on Amicia's head, ruffling her hair like she's an angry puppy. Okay. Simmer down, little girl. Simmer it down, girl. Good news is, we got us a tiebreaker. She means you, doesn't she? More decisions. Usually, we strive for it. But today, it's all up to you, stranger. Cool. That's well, clearly if you're the new friend, we're gonna go against you for the first one, because it's clearly the wrong choice. Religion stuff is kind of over your head. Besides, you really should stick with your friend who has a vast interest in keeping you alive, rather than the menacingly non-committal clown lady. All of your recent experiences with Purple Bloods have been, well, bad. You were so right. See, Chahut, my friend is no dummy. Chahut's eyes gleam, and for one eerie moment, you think she's gonna reach down and crush Amicia's skull, or yank out her windpipe, or some sort of other mega violence, but instead she just shrugs her giant shoulders. Well, that's what happens when you allow the democratic progress lead the way. Crap, that's right. You aren't going to church, you're going to the final hunt, and knowing Amicia, you aren't going to be duck hunting. Also, you don't think the splatters on Chahut's pants are paint. Well, they are paint, but Amicia style paint. Hey, come on, quick. I got something to show you. She takes off up the steep hill back towards the train tracks. Oh man, you're seriously not dressed for all this clamoring. Sorry. Chahut appears to notice this too, because a few steps later, your feet leave the ground and you find yourself cradled into the considerable bosom of the large clown. Up close, she smells like sugar and blood. Ah, kidding. Cool. No struggling now, sweet thing. Better pray that I don't drop you. Oh, I forgot. You don't play. Because church sucks. Oh, Ken. Oops. You don't like this. Well, you like not having to walk, and that's pretty cool that she can lift you like a tiny baby, but also, you're probably gonna die. Yes, we probably are. You're so busy freaking out that at the first you don't realize that Chahut has carried you past the train tracks to the stand of trees. Oh no. Ta-da! Amicia gestures like she's a presenter on a game show, but instead of showing you a dope new car, she points at a boy hanging from a rope by his feet, swinging back and forth as he desperately tries to free himself. Chahut, you were so right. Using traps is a total time saver. I'm all about those life hacks. And other kinds of hacks. She lifts her axe. The troll hanging from the tree screams, and the screams become a gargle, which becomes ringing silence as his head leaves his body, spewing brown blood. It rolls to a stop right at your feet. Oh god. You've had enough of this nonsense. Why can't anybody on this goddamn planet find an ounce of chill? Amicia and Chahut watch you expectantly. What? Do they want you to kick the head a little and like this is the sports? Give it a smooch? Smooch? Well, smooch, but smooch. You know what? Forget this. You turn and stalk off into the woods. This time, you are orchestrating your own failure. So done. Cool. Oh, well, at least we didn't die. Cool. But that's good. Take me to clown church. You don't really have know much about religion, but you've recently become pretty good at reading people. You have the slightest little suspicion that insulting this woman's religion might be unhealthy. Besides, it would be rude. This time, when Chahut turns her painted face to you and gives you another one of those lazy smiles, you are filled with a sudden flush of excitement. God, what if you could become friends with her? You never had a friend with this cool or this scary. Misha rolls her eyes. Oh, fine. Have fun, I guess. Doing totally boring stuff. You wonder if it's really okay for you to come with Chahut. Isn't she worried about showing up with an alien? In the past, I might have got to worrying over it, but now, forget about it. What are they about to do? Kill me? Oh, kill me, sorry. Might thank them for it. Doing a sister a solid and save me from having to set foot on the filthy reaches of space. Why, here they don't follow the good word as close as they should. None of those guys have ever had the globes to step to me, so you should be safe. With me at your side, Not even one of those slippery fishes would do anything. Slippery fishes? Does she mean sea dwellers? You've never actually seen one, which makes sense since they dwell in the sea, but most people seem to be scared of them. You wonder how much higher in the caste they are from the clowns. You wonder what they look like. There's still so many things you don't know. You've never been in a church before, but you've seen them in movies and goth music videos, so you know what to expect. Clown church is not that. Sweet. There's no pews or statues or sad dudes hanging from 2 perpendicular sticks. There's an altar and a lot of purple candles and a row and rows of flimsy metal fold-out chairs. The same sugary smell that hangs around Chahut fills the place. Someone took stained glass a little too seriously when they decorated it, because every inch of the window is covered in multicolored. God, why even front anymore? Every inch is covered in bloods. Splatters of it paint the floor and stone walls. It reminds you of the break room after Connell got done murdering all those kids. Except this seems deliberate. Like they decided they want a little bit of yellow in that corner and walked some poor gold blood over and gutted them. Welcome to your salvation, little one. Aha. You almost run out, but no, you can't. You need to make friends with Chahut. You hang on to that as you follow her to the front of the congregation. As you pass, various other clowns send out honks and of greetings, accompanied by the occasional whoop whoop. Chahut responds to you with a couple of casual "Hey, people," but most she ignores. Maybe she's too cool for them. You try not to make eye contact with anyone as you go by, or if you happen to look at anyone, you try and throw them the most intense "I'm with her" vibes that you can. A couple of trolls look out of place as you do. Okay, not as out of place since they are actually from this planet, but there are some non-purple guys here who look distinctly uncomfortable. A few of them appear to be chained to the chairs. Cool. A purple blood is standing on a platform at the front of the congregation, and preaching, rapping, whatever it is, it sucks. There's a lot of uninventive swearing and weirdly syncopated honks. Everyone here is extremely into it. There's a lot of answering whoops and hell yes. All Chahut has to do is stand there and smirk at him as he trails off into a nasally honk, or scrambling off to the church stage. You really wish you knew how to command that kind of respect. Then everybody would want to be your friend. Thanks, brothers and sisters. Today is a singular sort of day. For today I looked up towards the mountain and saw the fire in the sky. That fire is our Messiah, and our Messiah is the fire, feeding a hungry forge in the belly of hell. The sweet salvation of split bone and silver-colored eyes. Was it the heat of eternal damnation or the sweet flame of revelation? All is red ruin. Woe is us darlings. Whoa. It goes on like that for a while. You zone out a little bit. Someone throws a handful of powder into the candle flame, and more of the sugary sharp scent puffs as a colourful smoke bellows upwards. The purple bloods are all start taking deep whiffs of the stuff. It kind of looks like a powder in pixie sticks. Newest member of our congregation. Pixie sticks. Maybe that's why it smells like sugar in here. invite them to stand up and give us give glorious thanks. The whole congregation has gone silent. You realize that Chahut is looking at you, and the other clown priest is looking at you. Actually, every single goddamn troll in here is looking at you, except for one small dude who appears to be trying to chew off his own hand to free himself from his shackle. Your turn to testify. Don't mess this up, little one. We don't know anything about it, so I say let's do it. Oh crap. They want you to talk? About what? All that stuff Chahut said, and the other trolls were saying it just sound like a bunch of nonsense. So that's what you give him. Just nonsense. Reams and reams of fresh, non-GMO, cave-aged nonsense. Honestly, you aren't totally sure what you say. Maybe some stuff about parting the seas, loaves and fishes, a dome and a rock. You throw a couple of whoop-whoops in there for effect, hoping nobody accuses you of cultural appropriation. Luckily, the crowd is feeling it. They all honk and echo what you say. Even the cultural allusion, they can't possibly understand. They take turns swigging Fago from a communal chalice, passing it around. You can't help but glancing over at Chahut every so often. Sure, all of these weirdos are catching what you're throwing, but she's the one whose opinion you actually care about. She's your current friendship target. She's nodding in approval, occasionally crossing her hands over her chest in what looks like a gang symbol, or maybe just a religious gesture. You finish something about foxes in the jaws of the universe. The convergence of fate and the cynical nature of reality. Time is a flat circle. The time is a flat circle. You try and think. You think you're actually filled with the spirit. Whatever the hell that means. It just looks like it could just be that weird smoke. Knew I didn't make a mistake when I put my faith in you, little one. She pushes several dudes out of the way to lean over you, and you don't feel fear now as much as intense pride. Damn, but it feels good to have 50 clowns honking at you and pulling something straight over your behind. Little one, it's kind of creepy, and you wish she'd stop saying it, but you guess it's accurate. You are little compared to her, and there's only one of you. Come here, darling. Oh, this is an upgrade, darling. That's friendly. Get up here. Up? How? Two younger purple-bloods grab you by the legs. Oh. The church sways around you, and you find yourself at clown height, face to face with Chahut. Up close, and you can see the cracks in her makeup. And it might just be the light in here, but her yellow eyes are tinted purple. She pulls you close, a giant claw tipping your chin up. She's so close. She leans in, and your whole body feels hot. Oh god, this. Brace for those big clown lips. Instead, Chahut clamps her hand over your mouth. You jerk as your air supply is promptly cut off. The clowns holding you up stagger until you remember that you can breathe through your nose. Okay. You see something at your peripheral vision, and it's something sticky and cold is sprayed onto your cheeks, and an acrid stench making you choke. You struggle, but the clowns don't let you go. Chahut sprays something on the other side of your face. You feel it sticking tacky and stinging into the skin of your cheeks. She releases you for a moment and switches the can of spray to her other hand. What the hell? Is this even supposed to be used on skin? Probably not. But still, darling. She takes another can from a nearby troll and paints the line across your forehead. Her own brow furrowing for concentration. You know what she's doing. She's baptizing you, covering you in the paint of her people. You're being initiated. You can hardly believe it. Tears threaten at the corner of your eyes as you realize that you're actually becoming part of a group. Someone is on this terrible planet is actually letting you into their inner circle. Even if it is a circle of clowns who go around murdering people and drinking the worst soda in the galaxy. Don't get too overcome now, small thing. I don't rightly even know what you are or where something like you came from, but I can feel the spirit flowing through all those alien veins of yours. It's godly, my little one. Amazing. This is so good. Anyone who initiates you into their weird cult definitely wants you to get all up in their friendship grill. Chirp hints another line, this time over your nose. The pain is starting to sting. The pain in your forehead especially. Oh wait, that's not pain, it's... Chahut drops the spray can. She looks at her fingers. Oh no. You seem to... you've seen that expression before. On someone bluer and much shorter. Deep crimson drips from her claw. After weeks of rainbow blood, your own blood colour looks strange to you. Now that you think about it, it's been a while since you've seen your own blood. Wild. You must be getting better at survival instincts. Precious blood. Precious indeed, sister. The two of the purple bloods put you down with subservient honks. All the other clowns here treat Chahut with a reverence bordering on awe. Is it because she's the oldest, or the largest, or maybe because of the most badass? You feel your feet barely hit the floor before Chahut takes you by the hand. You smile up at her, happy to go anywhere she leads. Friendship feels so good, especially with people who are bigger and stronger and cooler than you, which is basically everyone on this planet. But Chahut especially is strong and cool. You're so busy feel great about your new elite status that at first you don't realize what's happening. Where Chahut is leading you. It's to a corner of the church that is a little more bare than the other spots. As in, there isn't much blood. As in, it's perfect canvas for some fresh blood. Some precious mutant blood. You don't know why Chahut didn't go for you right when you met, but maybe the time wasn't right. Maybe the sight of your red stuff has triggered something in her murder troll hindbrain. Regardless, you get the feeling you're about to be reunited with the color of your blood quite suddenly. Yeah, so suddenly and thoroughly. Wait, you thought you were getting initiated? Hell yeah, you're an initiate, my dazzling crimson darling. An initiate of the rarest and most allowable power. A blood initiate. A sacrificial bar beast. You ain't gonna get a better offer than that. Well, when she puts it like that, nope, you still would rather not die. Oh no, okay. So, yeah. So it's basically stabbed us cheeks then, okay. So yeah, so we just... The right thing is to not say anything. Got it. Wimp out. You stand there in the cacophony of honks and whoops, trying to dredge up a little spirit inside of you, but you just can't. All the noise sounds so much like a jeering, and you'd think you'd rather have gotten used to the negative reinforcement, but apparently it's still enough to trip you up. You open your mouth and all that comes out is a croak. Like you're a frog of failure. Chahut's big hand lands on your shoulder. She looks wistful through her clown paint. It's okay, hun. Sit down before you strain something. In case in a fugue of shame, you do. God, why couldn't you have kept it together for once in your pathetic life? The clown next to you gives a consoling pat on the knee and offers a half an empty bottle of Fago. You're so despondent that you barely cast a thought to the juggalo germs or the fact that Fago is disgusting. It hits you, your taste buds like a slap. Around you, the congregation gets rowdier. The troll beside you shrugs his shoulders like, what can you do? He has a hat and a charming smile. At least, you think he does. You're starting to feel a little weird. Fago isn't alcoholic, is it? I would go easy on that stuff, how are you? The troll says. His hand hasn't left your leg. In fact, start to move from your knee to your thigh. First time is always rough. Whatever. You're fine. You know all about controlled substances. You're really good at drugs, okay? You're a serious druggist. You're a serious druggist, really? For real though. What is in this stuff? You got high with Sarava and tipsy with Chixie. Ah, that rhymes, and she should put it in her next rap. But this is different. This is your brain blowing wide open and the atmosphere pouring in. This is the cosmos kissing the frontal lobe with way too much tongue. Hey, this is my supplicant. Maybe you can find your own. Chahut's standing next to you again. She removes the clown guy's hand from your thigh and extricates the bottle from your grip. Hey, you weren't done with that. On the other side of the church, somebody throws a handful of more colourful powder into the fire. More smoke bellows up and you feel another wave of dizziness. Maybe it's the interaction of the Fago and the smoke? Is that how science works? Such bad form, says the troll who given you the Fago. Bringing an alien to your last massacre? One would think that you had no respect for the messiahs, your messiahs at all. I think, brothers and sisters, that I might agree with that. Voice rings out across the church. At first, you think that it's all in your head, the product of whatever weird, stupid, or all been competing substances had created. But maybe everyone else hears it too. Chahut goes rigid beside you, her big, vicious mouth stretched into an shock. The congregation falls to its knees in a chattering wave. Seriously, you never heard of a crowd of people go so quiet? You never heard of a crowd of people go quiet so loudly. Chairs that are all kicked out from of the way, knocked over. Kneeling down, Chahut's head comes up to your chest. Okay then. She and the clown in the hat each push down one of your shoulders. Get down. You hit the deck. You have expected blood splatters to seep through your dress, but it's just crust flaky and dried underneath your knees. You, sister, that your alien? Where the hell is that voice coming from? It's deep and gravelly and probably male. Oh, hold up. What you initially thought was one of Ramelli's knockoff paintings hanging behind the altar turns out to be a screen, which has now got turned into a grey silhouette with horns. Is everybody here bowing to some dude who literally skyped into a clown church and doesn't even have a user pick? Okay, Your Excellency. I wouldn't describe him as my alien exactly. A little too pathetic to really put much bother to. That's a murmur of agreement from the surrounding trolls. Dang, tough crowd. A long snort of breath crackles into static. Who are you to say who or what is pathetic? Chahut winces. You're all feckless wigglers without a bean in your think pan. All of the lowbloods in here look absolutely terrified, which is nothing new. But for once, they aren't the only ones. Everyone here is afraid, the purple guys included. You, come closer, little heretic. Let me get a gander. Me? Who? What do you mean? Wait. Yeah, what do you mean, who, sister? The person I'm jabbing my point stump at. You and Chahut share a quick nervous glance. Throw Bob's visibly. Sir, I think you got the webcam turned off. Oh, dang, hold up. You hear a lot of rustling and swearing. All of you hang in that awkward limbo of the old person struggling with technology. Ooh, okay. The screen flickers and you can see, and you can just make out a pair of hulking shoulders. Sir, you've got the lights behind you. Never mind the light. You, the homeless one in the rumpus robe. Come closer, child. Oh, you. Of course it's you. Being the main character is exhausting. You move closer to the altar, though you aren't exactly sure where the camera is. This guy is someone. You'll be able to tell that even if everyone in here wasn't bowing to him, his voice is certainly quite the quality to it. That's close enough. I'm not trying to look up. I'm not trying to look up your sniff note, child. You've got my you got any notion as to who I am? None, except that you're probably that he's possibly important. It's always a real good time when important people get interested in your insignificant behind. I decide who's behind is insignificant in this house. You comprehend? Sure, sir. Excellency. How long have you been rumbling amongst my brethren? At least a couple of weeks. No more than a month. How many are here with you? Just you. An alien invasion force of one, all just wandering on the countryside. And you and still pulling in oxygen. Would have thought someone would have picked would have thought someone would pick their dentation with you by now. Same. You've got any muscle definition, Wriggler? You show him the gun show. As in, you show him how very empty the weapons locker is. Too weak for the front lines. Too ugly to fill a pail with. He laughs. Low and lecherous. Although your strut sticks on so bad. He's just cool. Clown Jesus just said that we Clown Priest. Clown Priest just said that we got good, nice legs. Oh, did the giant clown just say that you have nice legs over troll face cam? You look at Chahut for help. She's too busy checking out your gams. Sober, you might have been uncomfortable. Fago drunk is pretty. I'm having a stroke now. Fago drunk you is pretty zen out about it. You sure it's only a matter of time before you do things with an alien? If it's got to be a big giant clown, well, so be it. Okay, that's yeah. Shooting high, aren't you? Well, now you just feel silly. You show this guy that you aren't really after that kind of stuff. There's only one thing you really truly long for in this world. And that's what, child? Power? Wealth? The right to keep living? Yikes. You realize that everyone in this goddamn church is looking at you. Waiting for your answer. Chahut looks like she wants to grab your shoulders and shake you. Jeez, no pressure. Friendship, you tell him. He laughs long and heartily at that one. You weather it stoically. You, bigger, insignificant, more attractive person. Okay, cool. Chahut comes to attention. What's your caste name, child? Maenad, Excellency. If I understand you, stand rightly, you're about to undergo the ordeals. Chahut nods. She looks like a little seasick. You're not sure what the ordeals are, but everything about them sounds bad, including the name. Maybe get your things short with this one right here. They seem to have the strategy of surviving against all reasonable odds and decency. You could probably use a friend like them. He jabs another big finger at you. And Wriggler? Yeah? Don't let me see your face again. The call disconnects and the screen goes blank. When you point yourself towards the front of the church, everyone scrambles to get out of your way. It's like the big clown's attention has conveyed some honorary status on you. Probably nobody will mess with you for half an hour at least. Cool. You aren't really going anywhere. You just need some fresh air before passing out. Chahut emerges soon after. She looks nearly as winded as you feel. You ask her if she's mad at you, since that could be potentially dangerous for both your life and your burgeoning friendship. Mad? Why would I be mad? Because your inexplicably magnetic charm worked on both my best girl and the figurehead of my church. You flushed. The real question is, did it work on her? Chahut sighs. What the hell? Old guy told me to listen to whatever it is you can teach. Right, he did. That basically makes you two friends by theoretical degree. Sorry, what? Right, it makes it... It basically makes you friends by... Yeah, theocratic. Cool. Huh. Guess so. So, darling, teach me your ways. Well, first you gotta fall down a lot. Cool. We went to clown church, got a friend. That's a good ending, I think. That's definitely worth a good ending. With that, I suppose, yeah, we'll call it there. And we're officially halfway through the Friendsim. Thanks for stopping by for that one. Goodbye.